Okay, we're back in Code Wars. And today we have a task which is a bit more challenging than the last two I had. So it's basically creating a calculator and showing the output in a specific way. Okay, so your task is to create a function, obviously, that does four basic mathematical operations. Okay, so we have different operations. Every operation, like operation that we do with code with variables, will take two parameters and will give us an output. Okay, so will give us a result. So the result, for example, of plus 4 and 7 summing 4 and 7 will be 11, and this is the way we want to receive it. So there are two things here. First, knowing how to do the calculation and which calculation to do. And the other thing is output it in a certain way. So let's try it out. So let's do the train. This is my daughter in the background. So very simple. Here we have a return -1, just as an example. We get double. Okay, double, it could be with floating point. So I think so, yeah. Okay, we have the char, which is the operation, the double, and the two values. Okay, so first of all, we want to handle different operation. Okay, so we have four cases. We can do it with if, else if, and else, and we can do it with a switch. I'll do it with switch. Okay, so how do we do? Switch is basically an if statement with else if and else, for example, that goes all over different options for a certain variable. So in this case, our variable is the operation. Okay, so I just put it inside this bracket, and the scope of the switch, like if or like a while loop or for loop, is inside the curly brackets. And we want to handle each different operation, different character, and we'll do that, okay, by using the switch, and each case is a case, okay, so in different cases, different operation, each of them is a different case. So let's specify the case. So we do it like this, case, and we give the value we expect. So in this case, the first one is plus, then we use these 2 points. I forgot the name. Sorry, I'm a Hebrew speaker. You probably guessed by my accent. So in this case, we want to do the plus, sum the two numbers. Okay, so we would actually want to return something like this. Okay, so we would return, and we can probably find a much better way to do it, but let's start with this. So we'll return something like this. So it's going to be brackets, and okay, I don't know if you remember this formatting. So we have this, and we want to start with the character. We put it inside the curly brackets, the operation. Okay, of course we can actually put the plus here, and we'll do comma, space, and then we want the first value, so value 1. Okay, now when doing something like this, you might do some mistake in this part. Okay, changing between operations and string and whatever. Okay, so let's see. So they have the value 1 and then value 2. So this is everything inside the brackets. Okay, and actually this one, you see, it's easy to make mistake. Should be around here. So this is how the operation would look. Okay, and then we want this space, and the solution would be value 1 plus value 2. So you see, we can use this format, and inside curly brackets actually do like a command, a calculation. So what the interpreter of the code will do, it will actually take the value 1, sum it up with value 2, and put the sum of both of them inside here. Okay. Now we do here return. We have here this, and we can then we should do break, even though we have the return. So we actually want to do the exact same thing 3 more times. Okay, I'll need to do it like this, paste. and paste, and paste. Now there is probably a way to do it simpler, but let's start with this. Okay, so we have operation, value 1, value 2, and in this case we want the minus. So the minus will be exact same thing, except here we'll have the minus. Okay, and so, okay, and here we'll have the multiplication. You probably might be wondering what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about other ways to make it even simpler. But you know what? Usually the best thing to do when you're writing code, when you're learning, is write the simplest code, not too much sugar coding, and to understand it the best way you can. Okay, we'll talk about it much more in the future. Hi Agami, this is my daughter. So we had here here we have the multiplication. So let's make sure that the operation we use is multiplication, and here we'll have the divide. Okay, so divide value 1 by value 2. Okay, like this. Now, okay, and let me check something. Okay, so we have all these options, and we return all of them. And here, if none of them, well, let's return empty string. Goodbye. Sucks. My daughter wants me to take her on a trip. So I'll do it in 1 second, but let's just finish this one. So we do handle here the different operation, right? And there's one thing that worries me, and I'm not sure if they regarded it here. So the tech is to create function that does 4 basic mathematical operation. The function should take 3 arguments, which is the operation, which is a string or a char, value 1, which is a number, and value 2, which is a number. By the way, we do receive a char. The function should return result of number after applying the chosen operation. Now, what we don't see here, okay, and I don't think they handle it here, is if we actually divide and the second value is 0, then division by 0 is forbidden, right? We should get an exception. You can't divide any number by 0. It just doesn't exist. So in this case, in this kata, they actually totally ignored this potential problem. But you know what? Because they ignored it, they probably wouldn't put a test to handle it, but we will. So how would we do that? So we do something like this. We do if. So if value 2 equals 0, okay, so I add a small if here. What I want to do is return arrow can't divide by 0. Okay, this will actually usually be an exception. And if it wouldn't return this, it would get to this line and return the right value. Let's just test it, because as you can see, my daughter here really wants me to take her to a walk. Okay, so let's see. So cannot implicitly convert type string to double. Oh, so it's kind of funny because he actually the instruction are confusing. He actually does express the value. So okay, let's just fix it real quick. Yeah, we'll go 1 sec, honey. You are right. Sivuv, yeah. Okay, so guys, I have to pause and I'll get back to you. Okay, this is my daughter Agam. She has autism and she doesn't really understand weight or no. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so back with this kata, let's solve this situation. So what I understood is when we have double here, this means the return value should be the double, which is the result of the operation. Okay, so if we're using the plus sign, this should be the sum of the two values, right? We have value 1 and value 2, so the sum of them should be the result of the operation. So we already fixed that one here with value 1 plus value 2, and we can do the same for the others. Okay, so hopefully this will copy. I'll do it like this with right click, copy, and paste. Okay, and we'll do that again here. And lastly here. Okay, so here we have the plus, he will do the minus, he will do the multiplication, and in this case we'll do the division. One sec. Okay, so as we said, we did the sum of the two values. Okay, we did the minus, the multiplication, and now it's the division. And there's only the case, what if value equals 0, and we have a return here, which is actually not that helpful, right? So let's maybe do, because we need a double, so I'll put 0, which is of course wrong. גם אני אלך לחבר את זה. Okay, return 0, and I might want to put here some message, so maybe I can do just print, maybe error can't divide by 0. Okay, let's just test it again. Okay, this one passed, but he said he's expecting, okay, checking this one, semicolon. 1 second. Okay, so we have here, we have the test, we fixed this one, right? We needed this, I think, semicolon here, and test. Okay, and he doesn't recognize print. Okay, maybe I'll try debug.log. And doesn't. So you know what, I'll just put it in a comment for now. As I said, there's probably no test that has the value of 0 for value 2, because they didn't said anything about preparing for this thing, but we do want to do it to handle this type of situations. So let me just test it. And still got an error. Okay, so string to double. Why string and double? Let me have a look. Oh, here. Okay, so let's put here -1, and you know what, maybe this works. One last try like this. No debug log. Okay. So this one passed. We got warning, unreachable code detected. Okay, because we have here always return and then break. Okay, so we have 4 of these, and we can probably remove this. Okay, or we can do something else. So maybe instead of doing this like this, we can do something like other, like double result equals -1, and result equals, okay, result, okay, like this. So copy, paste. So result equals here the sum of the two values. Let me just copy this and replace it here and here and here. And then all we need to do is just, after you do all these cases, okay, so here will have result equals value. Here we should do the return result, and lastly we'll do here return result. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so this worked. We had one test that passed. We do the attempt to try all the other tests, and we have actually only 2, both of them passed, and that's it. So let's submit it, and we can have a look on other solutions. So we have here the use of cases, okay, with return with a value, which is, you know, it's quite the same to what we did, only because they do return, they don't use the break, which we usually do in every case in a switch. So this is a good solution. Okay, this is a little more sophisticated way using a compute and data table. Not sure this one. Okay, never mind. We have another way of writing this. So these are pretty good selections. Okay, so I think that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video.